Oh dear, dear. I failed miserably here. So, about a month ago, I think now, or over a month ago, somebody did request for me to recreate the 2026 Red Bull Livery, and this looks awful. Now, some of this I can't control, so there's patterning on the Red Bull Livery, and I literally do not have the time to be able to recreate that. But it gets worse, this livery. So obviously the white around the Red Bull, you know, it's iconic, it's traditional, the Red Bull. And you may notice it's, as you look around the car, it's not the same width of white, because I had to do it myself, and I don't have the Photoshop skill to be able to recreate it or anything. I'd love to be able to have a trace tool like we have in GIS, be able to set a trace and offset. If I had that, it would be beautiful. I don't have that in Photoshop available, so yeah, I'm so sorry that this is probably, well, I mean, the colour of the blue is what I usually use in a career mode, and then the outline of the ball is just not great, is it? But let me know what you think in the comments below. Obviously, Red Bull, I'll have to wait until the 2026 DLC comes out, and then I'll probably be making some changes anyway, bringing back the whiteboard, etc, etc, with F1 26 DLC fancy liveries to come. But let's never mind this, let's race this monstrosity around Austin. I've chosen Austin for today's race because I don't usually race around the United States, the Circuit of Americas here, because it's usually a sprint race, and sprint races for creators, for me, are terrible things to record. I wish we had the option in career mode to turn that off, but nevertheless, we're going to have a 25% race, because why not? Race strategies are one stop from medium to soft, potentially 8 laps, 6 laps. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, tyre is a lot harsher in the lower categories than it used to be many years ago. Driving as Max Verstappen with the number 3 on the back. 5 red lights for the United States Grand Prix, and away we go. It's a better start than Liam Lawson, who's also followed me on to the medium compound tyres down the inside of one of the Saubers. Do need to updo their livery. That will be coming in a couple of weeks' time. With the Sauber Tribute livery, which is why they're not in their Audi concept livery. I'm ahead of Sonoda already, as well as that is Fernando Alonso, way higher than he will ever be. And in actual fact, that's the most amount of mileage the Aston Martin has done this year, as well, but he's not able to, just about able to get in front of the Williams there. Up at the front, it's the, looks like it's Ferrari, followed by the McLaren as well. Lando Norris is, of course, racing with number 1 this year, as well as Alonso's had a poor exit. That's more like it. I mean, you know, that's just like tasting candy in a baby. To be fair, that's F125's traction for you, being the play against the AI out of a slow speed corner. And speaking of slow speed corners, because that's Alex Albon, and you know, I'm just going to absolutely send it down the inside here as well. It looks like Russell and one of the, I think it's Piastri, are battling there. Here's a replay of this. This is just a particularly textbook manoeuvre at this corner. If you can't get it before, then get it down the inside here as well. Albon eventually yields. Next up is Gasly. We might be able to see him a bit more in the top 10 potentially this year with the Mercedes. I'm unable to get him on the final corner here. Instead, I'm just going to get him with DRS. I've gone for lower wings as well, which isn't going to help me in sector 1, but through sector 2 is going to work an absolute treat here. And then I'm just able to have traction as slow speed corner. Again, I'm trying to have a look around the outside here of Esteban Ocon. Can I come back? No, I can't. And it's going to be deja vu that I did to Gasly, and I'm going to do the same move on Ocon, although Ocon will yield earlier than Gasly do. So I've cut through, pretty much taken 4 laps there to cut through everyone, as well as the 2 Frenchmen and ex-teammates are now battling. Could we see this out on track? We didn't, obviously Gasly didn't get a chance to race Ocon in real IRL this year as well. So I'm watching more interested though, the moment between Russell and Piastri. as well. Those two are battling, which is going to hopefully allow me to catch up. But as well, they're also on the medium tyres, and they're having an absolute ding dong and a half as well. But Russell on the outside of Piastri here. Can he get the manoeuvre done? No, he can't. Piastri's going to cut him off as well. I would have been able to have caught up to them, but the tyre wear is awful. We all know that the player is at a deficit compared to the AI in terms of tyre wear on F125. It's ridiculous, really. And this just shows, 2.5 second stop. The AI don't have temperatures to deal with, but obviously there's a few other different things as well to think about in terms of racing, which is why this is probably not the game to be having a DLC on. But that's another story anyway. I come out in P9. Lawson, crucially, is doing me a favour and holding up Piastri and Russell. Crucially, Piastri's come out on the hards, which, I mean, I used to say hards and 25% race were ridiculous, but unfortunately for me, Lawson's luck then ran out and he was out of the race with an engine failure, so that is really unfortunate. But I'm nevertheless able to catch up to Piastri, who those hards are really not working for him. I'm on the soft tyres, as is George Russell. So interesting strategies here. McLaren have had a stinker just like they did Qatar last year as well. And speaking of McLaren, the further up the road, that is Norris getting in front of Hamilton as well with Leclerc. Sorry, that's Norris in front of Leclerc. Hamilton is far out in front, but Leclerc's going to have a go down here at the Verstappen corner from one of those years ago. Those of you might remember that from 2017, I think it was, when Verstappen got a penalty for overtaking Raikkonen on the inside. For me, then, tyre wear is an awful thing in this game, and that cost me having a go at anything other than P5. Piastri, I was able to pull away from in the end, but then he just came back at the end there as obviously his hards were better than my softs as well. But he's P5 from 20th on the grid, which, is better than nothing. And, obviously, I think Verstappen would take a P5 from 20th on the grid. Obviously, though, it is Verstappen. He wants to win every race, but who knows in 2026 with the amount of with the new engines, could we see 65 place penalties again? Who knows, especially for Aston Martin Honda. Yes, so Hamilton won from Norris, Leclerc 3-3. Might we see that? We'll have to wait. We don't really know where everyone is, but I've made my feelings known on that already in an episode of Race Week, so go and check that if you haven't seen that already. In terms of lap times, this is something I want to talk about. He's able to keep it. Russell's able to keep it 37. I'd done the 37, and instantly my on 2 seconds a lap slower. I don't know, that's just the tyre wear kicking in after one lap. So realistically, that is just unfair for the player, in my opinion. But yeah, this is why, for me, F125 can become unenjoyable when you have races where you just want to race the AI and you can't because they've got superior tyre wear and you haven't. But I hope, though, so yeah, apologies that was a little bit short with the race, but, what I can't do much about that. I hope, though, you have enjoyed this short little episode with me failing to recreate the 2026 Red Bull Livery as well. I do appreciate you watching to the end. If you have watched to the end and you've watched all the way through, I do appreciate it. You are all legends. If you are a legend, if you do that as well, let me know, of course, you think in the comments below about the livery. I know it's a stinker as well, and I think there's also a decal that's slightly out of place on the Red Bull. Yeah, there's a few things I could have sorted, but time as well. I'm mainly focused on getting season 3 ready. So yes, I'll be back next week with possibly definitely one, maybe 2 videos. Not the Sauber video, that will be coming the week after, and that might be the last one on F125 with the F125 game, because I want to focus on getting season 3 out. And then obviously F126 DLC is just around the corner, possibly in a couple of months' time, potentially. So yes, that's where I'm going to leave it today's video though. If you haven't enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. You see plenty more F125 gameplay as when it comes out. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.